The T20 Blast is rapidly approaching, with Blast-off set to take place at Edgbaston on Saturday, and Lancashire take on Derbyshire in their opening game of the competition. Now, welcome along to the studio here at Emirates Old Trafford, where I'm in the company of Warren Hegg, who was actually involved in Lancashire's first ever T20 game. And Warren, I can imagine a lot's changed since then.
Massively. When the first game came along, Ben, it was lights, it was noise, it was action. We just thought it was a bit of a laugh, and this game won't last long. How wrong could we be? And now it's the biggest thing.
I can imagine a lot's changed out there as well. The development, 18,000 capacity now. The atmosphere out there is just incredible.
It's unbelievable here at Emirates Old Trafford. You know, when it's full, there's no place like it. The atmosphere that's built by our northern support, so to speak, is second to none, really. So really looking forward to a great campaign.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's get straight into it then, because we can hear from Daryl Mitchell, Saqib Mahmood and our head coach, Glenn Chappell.
Not too far away now from the T20 getting underway. How much you can relish in prospect of the Blast again?
Yeah, really looking forward to it. Shift focus towards white ball. We've got a good squad. We've got a few guys obviously away at the moment, but they'll be back soon as well. And I think once we've got everyone here fit and available, we've got a pretty strong side.
It'll be awesome to get stuck into it. It's a lot of games in a very short period of time, and I know us as a group, we've obviously had some success in the last few years. The cool thing about T20 is you just have a crack and you have some fun, and yeah, I know the class of the players that we've got, that hopefully we can go a long way in this competition.
It's nice to change formats and get stuck in. We've got a few days preparation here before we start on Saturday.
Last year, finishing runners up, we've had a few finals days over the last few years, but it does feel like everything's starting to come together. But it's just a case of on those big days, just having that one person or a couple of guys just to put their hand up and try and get you over the line.
And look at how we set up as a team, and you know, we've got to get stuck into the start of a campaign. It's not an easy competition, but you know, we've got a strong squad.
Yeah, I mean, that's why you play the games, to be able to play in front of big crowds and in big moments. And yeah, that'll be another cool little thing, I guess, to tick off in your career, that you can say that you've played in one of those games. And yeah, really looking forward to it. And there's a lot of cricket to be done between now and then, and I think if we just worry about what we're doing each time, then you hope that the big stuff takes care of itself.
Yeah, great to hear from the lads there ahead of what promises to be a very exciting campaign. And I guess, Warren, the main focus is just going to be going one better than last year.
Well, they had a great campaign, didn't they, last year? I mean, the boys played really consistent performances throughout the whole of the T20 season. Sadly, falling at the last hurdle, which, you know, Glenn Chappell and his charges will be really trying to get one over the line this year.
Looking at the team we've got this year and the additions such as Daryl Mitchell and Colin as well, we've just seen him hitting balls out of the ground here today. How big of an impact are they going to have?
Massive. You know, you talk about Daryl, you talk about Colin, players who've played all over the world, been successful all over the world in all conditions. They're going to come here, they're going to be a real fillip for our team. They're going to bring a lot of experience, a lot of power, and maybe that little thing that could get us over the line to get us that silverware.
Yeah, well, let's hope so. But I guess it's not just them. We've got some lads coming back from the IPL, Joss, Liam Livingston and Salty as well. I guess when you rank people in T20 cricket, them three are probably going to be up there.
Definitely, at the moment, you know, if everyone's fit and everyone's firing, you know, we've got a side that can compete probably at international level with the guys that you've just mentioned there. You've got Butler, you've got Salt, who are so experienced at this level. Throw in Liam Livingston as well. He's firepower, he's strong. He seems to be getting better and better, hitting the ball harder and harder. You know, will be a massive force to be reckoned with.
Now, the competition doesn't run for very long. It's only 2, 3, maybe even 4 weeks long. When you've got these lads coming back from the IPL, if they're in good form, how important is momentum in a competition like that? I
think we've seen, haven't we? We've seen from seasons gone by that momentum is a massive thing. You get on a winning streak, winning becomes a habit. You may not be playing at your very, very best, but getting that W in the column on the right-hand side is really, really important. So, you know, the likes of Salt, Butler, as you mentioned, will be coming back, hoping to start off, you know, hit the ground running.
Now, I want to ask you a question on finals day as well. 2 games in one day it's going to be tricky at times. We've seen it, we saw it last year. What is the mentality heading into those kind of games? How do you approach that?
It's tough, you know. I was very fortunate to have played in 2 finals days when the competitions first started, but you know, as a professional cricketer, that is what the day entails. You know, you play well, you're going to play 2 games. So it's just getting over that first hurdle. Very, very tricky. It's a knockout situation. Anything can happen. But if you're well drilled, your performance is good and you're confident, you know, you can get over that first hurdle, anything can happen.
Yeah, well, the first game is on Saturday, but the first game here at Emirates Old Trafford is against Leicestershire on Thursday in a double header with the Thunder as well. A brilliant opportunity to see 2 teams of cricket.
Yeah, absolutely. The Thunder here are playing, you know, with the men's team. You know, it'll be a great spectacle for the crowd. They'll come in for 1 game, they'll see 2 games. Hopefully we can get some good performances. It's always nervous, that first game, to get it out of the way. Leicester are a good one-day unit, well drilled by Paul Nixon. So yeah, I think everyone will be happy when that day's finished.
You see the home fixtures here as well. Some brilliant games in there, some tough games, but I guess there's only one game that's going to really stand out. That's the Roses, Yorkshire on the 30th of June. It's the one everyone looks forward to, isn't it? Yeah,
I think it's the first fixture when the fixtures come out, you know, in the midst of winter. When do we play the White Rose? When do we play them in a T20 game there and here at Emirates Old Trafford? It's a really, really big fixture. But you've just mentioned, Ben, as well, that the fixtures beforehand, you know, you've got Leicester, Notts, Worcester, Durham, Derbyshire, all teams now that are really, really well drilled, and the skill levels of these teams now are fantastic. There's no easy games anymore.
No, it's absolutely spot on. And it's not just the T20 Blast that's on the horizon. The Charlotte Edwards Cup is soon happening for the Thunder team as well. And we caught up with a new signing, Norris.
Hi, Norris here, bowling all-rounder for Thunder, and I'm here to answer your questions. What's your favourite thing about T20 cricket? Probably the excitement of the crowd, the atmosphere, the fast pace of the game, loads of boundaries, the tactics in it as well. What's your favourite memory of playing in the CEC? I think being involved in any finals day is really exciting. Last year we were lucky enough to win the CEC as a Southern Viper. So yeah, this year I'm looking forward to getting stuck in as a Thunder player and having a really good start to the comp. Who are Tara Norris's top 3 batters and bowlers in modern day cricket? Oh, that's a good question. Nat Siver, Shafali Verma and Sophie Devine. Got to say number 1, Sophie Eccleston obviously, Marizanne Kapp and maybe like a Darcy Brown. Your favourite memory from this year's WPL? Probably that first game, to be honest. Obviously really exciting, our first game of the tournament as a group. Obviously a few nerves as well, and to get the win was brilliant, and obviously to get a few wickets as well was a lot of fun. Funniest Thunder player? We've got a few potentials. We've got quite a funny bunch. I'd say Liberty Heap is up there. She's quite a funny character, both on and off the pitch. I don't think I can quote what she says either, because it's probably not appropriate. Okay, so this is from Lucy Webster. Advice for a 19-year-old cricket player who has just started playing in the last few years. So that's brilliant that you've just started taking the game. My advice would be just to play as much cricket as you can, get involved in any tournament cricket, men's cricket, women's cricket, and just keep playing for the love of the game. Thanks so much for your questions. Make sure to head down to Emirates Old Trafford to watch Thunder in action this summer. Oh, once more.
Yeah, great to hear from Tara there answering the fans' questions. I'm sure she'll be a fan's favourite come the end of the season. Now, the Charlotte Edwards Cup begins on Sunday and it's going to be a very exciting competition.
It's a massive competition, you know, especially for our Thunder girls as well. You know, you look down that lineup, lots and lots of experience, lots of exciting talent there. And I think after, you know, a relatively quiet showing in the 50 over competition, I think the coaches will be really pinpointing this competition to do something.
Yeah, absolutely. It's an exciting opportunity, and especially for the 3 new signings as well, Tara Norris, Naomi DeTony and Fee Morris as well. How big of an impact are they going to have?
A massive impact. You know, they've come to our setup now, and they've been nothing short of fantastic. Really, they've added a real dynamic to the team. They came to Dubai with us on pre-season tour and fitted into the team fantastically. Really, you know, Fee, lots and lots of experience. Tara Norris now with that women's IPL experience behind her, and DeTani, who is a strong up front with the bat.
Well, I can imagine the importance of coming out on tour and spending that time with the team makes all the difference heading into the season. It's not like they've just come in and they have to pick up midway through or first few games in. Having that experience with the team, being able to bond is exactly what you want.
Yeah, no matter how experienced you are, you know, when you come to a new setup, when you come to a new team, it's difficult and there's a bit of anxiety there of how you're going to perform. So that time in Dubai really gave them a platform to meet the other girls, to know how we work as a setup as a club, and hopefully the culture that we're trying to breed we came across really quickly.
Now you know the coaches of the Thunder quite well. How are they feeling ahead of it all?
Really excited. You know, you're never going to get a coaching unit for any team really. It's got the experience that we've got for this Thunder team. Paul Shaw, very experienced in women's cricket. You know, he's understudies with Pazza, Stephen Parry and Craig White, both international cricketers, both fantastic white ball cricketers. They can add so much to this unit, and I'm sure that they've passed on lots and lots of little snippets.
Yeah, absolutely. And we can take a look at the fixtures here. Now, one thing that sort of strikes my eye straight away is the fact that there's 2 games in between most of the games there. So we spoke about the momentum earlier on, and I guess that comes with that, especially when you take on the Sparks and the Vipers in that run. It's going to be an important period.
Momentum is massive, Ben, as we keep mentioning on this preview series, and you know, there's never a moment that you can't take your eye off the ball in 2020 cricket. You look at those sides there, the teams, it's full of quality from the Northern Diamonds to the Western Storm. It's teams that have got international players, overseas players playing for them. So again, like we mentioned in the men's section, there's going to be no pushover games and no easy games, and the girls are going to have to be right on the metal.
And we touched on it before, the double header. The first one is Thursday, the 25th of May against the Blaze. It's going to be an incredible atmosphere because it's one of the first games, well, it is the first game here at Emirates Old Trafford. It's the first double header of the season. We mentioned before, 2 games of cricket for 1. But how good is it that people get to see both the men's and the women's? But how good is it for the men's and the women's to be in front of that crowd as well?
It's brilliant, and both sets of players really look forward to it. They really look forward to that atmosphere. I know that the Lancs lads will be watching the girls, and vice versa when it's flipped around. So yeah, it'll be difficult. Hopefully, there's a really big crowd in it. The atmosphere is good. The northern folk get behind both teams, and they'll see some quality talent. The women's game is growing and growing and growing, and the talent that's on show will be really exciting.
Yeah, it really is. And the first double header of the competition is going to be Empower Play Day, where £1 of every ticket sold will go to women's and girls' initiatives in sport through the Lancashire Cricket Foundation. And it's just another incredible initiative.
Lancashire Foundation do a fantastic job, Ben, in the recreational side of the game, and what better initiative to build women and girls sport in general. You know, as we've mentioned, it's getting stronger and stronger and stronger. There's more women and girls playing cricket now, and that's only could be good for not only Thunder but for our international setup as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Their future is looking very bright indeed. Now, one of the most famous voices in cricket is David Lloyd. He's seen T20 cricket all around the world, and here at Lancs TV, we sat him down to choose his all-time Lancashire 6-a-side T20 team.
Well, the powers that be here at Emirates Old Trafford have asked me, and they've been really kind, they want me to pick a 6-a-side all-time T20 team. Well, I'm going to go right back to all sorts of eras, but I'll start like present day. Liam Livingstone, absolute shoe-in, one of the greatest one-day white ball cricketers that I've seen. Powerful player. Andrew Flintoff, how can you leave him out? You're never ever going to leave him out. A talisman, box office, entertainer, crowd right behind him, another powerful player, ball and hurt the opposition. And then I'm going to put Matt Parkinson in. Now that, Matt Parkinson, yeah. Any T20 team, I want a leg spinner, because a leg spinner is going to spin it this way and he's going to spin it that way, and he's going to bamboozle the opposition. Parkinson, for me, does it absolutely brilliantly, and he doesn't have to be quick. No, get it up in the air, entice the batsman. Parkinson's the man. Andrew Simons, you remember him? Andrew Simons, Australian, wonderful cricketer, big, strong, strapping lad. He played at Kent, he played all over the shore really, but finished up here at Old Trafford. But again, such a powerful player and a presence on a field. Off the field, great. When I say great, I mean great company. Never knew where you were going with Andrew. So I'm going to go a little bit further back. and this is nostalgic really, I'm going to pick a wicket keeper who I played with, Farouk Engineer. So Farouk Engineer, in a T20 match, he'd no idea where he was hitting it. He'd not a clue what sort of shot he was playing. Absolutely perfect for T20 cricket, and a showman. Get the crowd on the edge of the seats. And my final pick, and I was told by the powers that be at Emirates Old Trafford, you need a quick bowler, you need somebody with a bit of pace. So I started thinking, who do I want? And he's here today. He's only the head coach. I'm having Glenn Chappell. He would have adapted, clever up here, Glenn, clever with a ball in his hand, this way, that way, this pace, that pace. He would adapt quickly, and he'd love to get out there and give it a little bit of a tap. 2 honourable mentions. So there's another who'll be here today, meeting and greeting, schmoozing and looking after each other. Warren Egg, second only to Farouk Engineer. If Farouk were absent or forgot to turn up, Warren would be the man. And if anybody's telling me I'm not going to mention Clive Lloyd, one of the most powerful and influential players that ever trod on this ground at Emirates Old Trafford. There you are, 6 of the best.
Yeah, some brilliant picks from Bumble there. Warren, I'm not too sure how you're feeling about being left out on the bench there if Farouk's not going to be there, but a brilliant 6-a-side team.
It's a great 6-a-side team, isn't it? There's some dynamic cricketers there. Yeah, I must admit, I must totally agree with Bumble on this. Hegg or Farouk Engineer. Farouk Engineer used to clear the stands here when he played, and Warren Hegg used to nurdle it down to third man and fine leg in the career. I don't think there's any question that he should be in that team, but it's nice to be mentioned in dispatches. Yeah, a 6-a-side T20 side. It's got to be about power. It's got to be about dynamics. It's got to be exciting, and I think he's absolutely nailed it there.
Well, one thing that shouts out to me in them 6 players is that their personalities. It seems like that's the born and bred cricketers here at Emirates Old Trafford, that these personalities, Flintoff, Livingston, they're performers, they're putting on a show for the fans, and that's what everyone wants to see.
Of course they do. They want to see sixes, they want to see people bowling fast, they want to see it flying out the ground, fireworks, and those players that you mentioned, Flintoff, Livingston in the same team, wow.
Yeah, it really is incredible. Now, going from Lancashire all-time favourites to Lancashire's this season, who have you got your eye on?
It's a team, you look down that list and it's a team full of international superstars, you know, especially when the likes of Salty and Joss come back from the IPL. But one player I'm quite interested at this year, seen him develop over the last 18 months, and that's Tom Hartley. You know, he's had a really exciting start to his white ball career. It looks like he's being pushed up the order a bit. His batting is improved no end, and he can lose the ball out the ground. He's a great fielder, and his bowling is really, really tight in this form of the game. So let's keep our eye on Tom on that front. Lots and lots of experience. Again, Daryl Mitchell is exciting. That's why we bring these players into our fold, so they can entertain the crowd. They bring that, not only that experience, but that dynamics that really help us get over the line, so to speak. Richard Gleeson, not appeared this year, has he? He's an international white ball bowler. Is he going to be in the frame? Maybe so. Saki Mahmood, another great white ball bowler. Slow balls, Yorkers at the end, will be a real fillip for our team. And let's not forget, you know, back end of the series, when hopefully comes back nice and fit from the IPL, is Josh Butler, the world's best white ball batter for me. Those are the guys I've got my eyes on.
Now, one more addition in there, Bumble mentioned. It's good to have a leg spinner in your team. How key do you think Parky's going to be?
Point to prove only. He's not appeared much this season. He has had international. He's had a taste of international, and he wants it again. He's a great bowler here, especially here at Emirates Old Trafford. It's a big ground. It does take a little bit of spin, and Parky's a real fighter. He's a real Lancashire fighter. He's grown up playing one-day cricket, so you know everyone's hoping that Parky can get back to where he used to be in the not too distant past and perform really well for our team this year. Absolutely.
Well, from one wicketkeeper to another now, because the Cricket Kids teamed up with George Bell and our Thunder captain Ellie Threlkeld for a wicket-keeping masterclass.
What's up everybody, I'm Jackson, also known as the Cricket Kid, and today I'm here at Emirates Old Trafford with Ellie Threlkeld, Lancashire Thunder, captain and keeper, and with George Bell, Lancashire Lightning, wicket keeper, and today we're doing some wicket keeping challenge.
that does look like a lot of fun. Warren, does that make you want to put the gloves back on? 3
fantastic wicket-keepers there, haven't they? You know, lots and lots of talent in the show, but unfortunately, Ben, my time and my gloves are well and truly hung up.
Yeah, brilliant. Well, thank you very much for joining me. It really has been a pleasure. We hope you've enjoyed watching as well. And if you want to come down and support both the teams, you can head over to lancashirecricket.co.uk/tickets. And don't forget, we'll have every game on Lancs TV, so subscribe to that to not miss a second.